Across the Fun Belt in Troy, Alabama, the Lady Trojans softball team has been preparing for the 2016 season in a brand new way. Whitney Hartselle gives us a closer look at what hitting the diamond really means.
The boxing glove has been around for 3,000 years, and while softball hasn't been in existence for nearly that long, they both have a similar mentality, and that mentality is to fight. The Troy softball program is continuing a tradition that they started last year in which they use boxing gloves as a way to single out people who show that they want to fight for their team.
Something we really pride ourselves on here at Troy is just fighting for each other, fighting for the team, and so that's kind of what the gloves came from.
We chose the first person to have them, and then they choose it every week. That person chooses who they think, represents the fight and the finish of Troy softball, so it's a really cool thing.
Amber Jones, a freshman from Atala, Alabama, and one of the most recent recipients of the gloves, says that they have been a motivator to push harder for her team through difficulties.
It's how, I've struggled a lot in the fall with conditioning, in fighting and finishing, and it just kind of was, I think it just kind of stood for, I came back after the break, I fought, I finished, and I've really showed improvement, and I think that my teammates have noticed that, so it's really, really honorable that I got it.
Really, I spent the whole fall using two words, and that's fight and finish. And we, before the spring season started, we had a team meeting and we brought them out and kind of explained that that's what we've been preaching is to fight. Fight for yourself, fight for your team. You have more in you than you think you do. You have so much more fight. Win the late innings. Even when it's not going your way, you're going to get punched and you're going to get, punched on the ground and get up and fight back. So I thought the girls, I think they loved it.
I just really want to take the whole concept of fighting and focusing on no matter what happens, I'm going to keep fighting. If I have a bad at-bat or a bad play, I'm just going to fight through it. And I think, that's a really big thing for me because I struggle with it, so I'm just going to try to take it on the field with me, fight through everything and finish.
Amber expresses how she has specific criteria for who will get the gloves the following week.
Whoever really makes a huge effort in practice and someone who's really talking and picking people up and brings energy to the team on a daily basis, that's really who I'm looking for.
So the question remains, where do these gloves end up throughout the week after someone receives them?
It's usually everybody has them for a week. They bring them to weights, they bring them to conditioning, they bring them to practice, and when we travel they bring them on the bus and they're at the games.
I take them everywhere I go. I have to bring them to weights, I have to take them to the conditioning, practice, group. I have to bring them to everything. They go with me everywhere.
The Trojans begin their season tomorrow at home against Eastern Michigan and begin conference play on March 12th against Georgia State in Troy. Coach Mullen says they plan to stay in the same mindset leading up to each game.
Fighting, finishing, and focusing each rep and really being consistent each practice, and then obviously when we start the season, being consistent throughout the game and playing, competing. Focus and competing has really been the two words we've focused on a lot, and focusing every day at practice and competing against ourselves in the game and getting a little bit better each day is kind of what we've focused on.
For the Sunbelt Rise program, I'm Whitney Hartselle.